Alrighty guys, a little bit different setup today, as you can tell. This will probably be the first video using this setup. I don't know. I think it will. You can tell by the title. We're here to talk about something pretty important and something pretty near and dear to me, which is Mother's Day. It's my mother. You know, it's kind of it's weird. I don't even know where to start with this, honestly. We all have mothers. Whether it's your biological mother, or it's someone who adopted you, or it's someone who took care of you. We all have a mother figure in our life. And whether you're Mr. Joe B.A., you just think you're the toughest dude on the block, or whether you're willing to openly show your feelings, we have all at some point in our lives needed our mother. And I know that I have needed my mother more than most. I absolutely adore my mother. And I've talked about it before. It's something that I'm not afraid to talk about. I know a lot of people are kind of afraid to show their emotions and they think that they're not supposed to. And for the most part, I agree with that. I don't think men need to cry all the time to get their point across. But if there's three times we can cry in our lives, it's whenever your child's born, whenever your father passes, and whenever your mother passes. It is safe to say that without your mother, you would not exist. And I want you to understand before we start into this, I'm not diminishing the father role. There's a holiday for that, and we'll talk about it then. Every once in a while, though, one of these holidays strikes me that I need to make a vlog about it, and so I'm gonna vlog about it. My mother is an absolute saint. She will be welcomed with open arms into the pearly gates whenever she passes. There will be no question about that. She has, at times, sacrificed everything for me, and at times she's taken everything away from me. And it's always been out of love. My mother has never done anything to spite me, and I think that's very unique. I hope that everyone has that person in their life that has done that for them. Whoever your mother figure may be, I hope you remember how strong she had to be at times, even though the actions hurt you. They hurt your feelings, but they were done with the best of intentions. And my mother has watched me fail because she knew I was in the wrong, and she let me fail. For a long time, she tried to protect me from it. And finally, she started letting me fail, and I can honestly say that without her, I would not be the man I am today. I wouldn't be sitting in front of this camera talking about her either. I'm just overwhelmed with emotion at how much I care about my mother. The footage that you guys are seeing now actually hasn't been filmed yet, believe it or not. The clips that you're seeing is actually where I'm headed after this. I am going to go take my mother her Mother's Day present. It is actually currently 5:12, so it is 2 days before Mother's Day. But sadly, I have to work on those days, so you guys are seeing what I did tonight for her. Nothing special. I just wanted to see my mother. I love her very much. It's so heartbreaking. And this isn't a political statement. I don't want you to feel that way. It's just so heartbreaking that there's so many women out there today who just don't care. They just want to do it all on their own. They don't need a man. They hate a man. If there's weird audio pops going on, I apologize. I do have electronic equipment running around here. It's just sad to see where women have come. They don't want to be mothers. And I can tell you right now that I am so grateful to my mother. She just tolerated me for so long, And everyone's like, oh, well, you had this great mom. I had a wonderful mom. She had a very, very, very piss poor child in myself. My sister broke her heart quite a few times too. I broke my mother's heart a lot, and it was sad. There was no reason for me to do it. I didn't do it out of spite. I just didn't realize how much my mother loved me. And so I did hurtful things without realizing it. And so on this day, if there's any day you reflect back on it, please choose Mother's Day to reflect on how much they've done for you. Because just the pain and the suffering that my mom put up with for now 25 years. It's just phenomenal to think about. I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could have done what she did. I might have lost my patience, my temper, my time. I don't know if I would have devoted that much energy into raising a child like myself. And so my adult life will be dedicated to righting the wrongs. She's just so wonderful, and I know that you guys have that person who you say that about too. You can't. You're nobody without your mother. I'm nobody without my mother. And Mom, if you ever watch this, I love you so much. I do. I'm not afraid to. Now, again, I agree. Men shouldn't show their feelings all the time. They shouldn't do it for attention. But if there is one person you want to show emotion to, your mother is appropriate, because she's awesome for putting up with your shite for so long. Just a super strong woman. And again, I got lost on that. My mother didn't have to prove her strength by going off and being this career businesswoman, which, believe it or not, she did both. She made a career and raised two kids, which is amazing to me. But she didn't have to do it in an attention-whoring manner. She didn't have to be a feminist. She didn't have to yell and scream and say, "Whoa, look at me! I'm gonna burn my bra. I'm gonna make an ass out of myself just to prove a point that I don't need men." My mother was able to do everything that a mother did and have a career, and she did it with a smile and with love in her heart, and she loved her children, and I'm so happy for her. She has a wonderful husband. She has a great home, a great thing going for her. She was just recently able to retire and take care of her grandchild, which she's always wanted to do. She finally gets to be a stay-at-home mom, in a sense, or a stay-at-home grandma. And I can't tell you how happy that makes me. At the time, whenever she told me she was retiring, I was upset. I'm like, I don't understand why you're leaving money behind, because I'm career driven at this point in my life. I need to make money to support what I do. She just loves unconditionally, and that was something that I never understood. I wasn't necessarily as bad as I make it sound. I never got addicted to drugs. I never did a lot of the stuff that people do, but I did a lot of things that hurt her. And she continued and continued and continued to love me. And I'm just blown away by that kind of love. I'm not an overly religious person. I don't get a chance to attend church. But I can tell you right now, God would be proud of my mother's love for me and for her daughter. Her love is the truest of love. It was always kind. It was always patient. It was always gentle. At times it was very firm. In fact, I remember specifically, Mom, whenever I was young, she was still into paddling me, which I love. Paddle your kids. It's very effective. And I thought I would squirm out of her way, and I moved, and she broke a wooden spoon over my ankle. My God, I was in pain. Again, not that physical of pain. It was a crappy little wooden spoon, and she popped me right over the ankle with it, and it shattered the spoon, not my ankle. I'm not that delicate. But I remember the times where she was firm and I just thought she hated my guts. And then shortly thereafter, as your embarrassment goes away, you go, I brought this upon myself. I did this to myself. And my mother's making sure that I don't do it again. And so she was strong. She was stronger than any feminist could ever believe. We just live in this generation where feminism is coming back, and they're out there shouting and screaming and yelling about how strong they are. I can tell you right now from experience, not a single one of you little bra-burning weirdos could even touch my mother. She's the strongest woman I've ever met. She is. You know what's funny? She's not fearless. She's not without fear. She's courageous. She had the courage to continue to move forward at times where it seemed like all she could do is either dig herself deeper or move backwards. She never once quit moving forward. She never once lost sight of her faith. She never once lost sight of the love that she had in her heart for her children or for her country or for her God. And that is mind-blowing to me, because I've given up at times. That's how weak I am. And I consider myself a very strong, sturdy human. But I couldn't meet that mother's determination. Like, if she and I went toe-to-toe in an emotional battle, she would be continuing long after I had a mental breakdown. She's just tough. She's tough yet gentle. She is the epitome of a mama bear. And so, on this wonderful day, Mom, I just want to tell you how much I love you. And thank you so much for everything that you've done for me. And I will continue to try and give back to you. You have given me everything. You gave me all the potential by making me strong. And I love you for it. So, to the people watching this, please go out. Please express your feelings, even if it's emotional. Again, there's a few times where you're allowed to be emotional. Show your emotions to your mother. Let them know how much they're appreciated. Again, whether it's your adoptive mother, whether it's your father, whether it's your best friend's mom who raised you, whoever it is. I'm sorry, believe it or not, I'm not crying. My eyes are super dry. I just got out of the shower. Whoever that mother figure is in your life, let her know on this day how much you adore and cherish and love her, and how grateful you are that she made you a better person and continue to be a better person. So, I know I get a little emotional at times, guys, and I know I get a little worked up, but every once in a while a strong feeling hits me and I want to vlog it. I want to make sure you guys hear what I'm going to say, and I'm not afraid to say it. Just do it. So, for those of you who are watching, for those of you who are afraid of your emotions, don't be on this day. Man up, buck up, go tell her how much you love her, because she needs to hear it. So, good luck, guys. God bless. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.